It's like a talk show hosted by one dude, but they do like skits and stuff too. And then they make little short movies and then they'll kind of examine how to pull off some of the special effects stuff that they do. And they talk a lot about gear. And
Word.
I've watched I watched 30 episodes today at work. They're real short, but I watched
Good
30
God.
of them today.
You watch 30 episodes at work.
Yeah.
Web series.
Hmm.
All right. I believe I am ready to record.
All right. You ready?
Maybe. Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
You're listening to Ancillary Characters, episode 138.
Who are they?
Who are we?
And who are we dealing with?
Who the heck are you?
Who do you think you are?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who are these sick people?
And who are these two attractive young people?
Who are those guys?
Ancillary Characters Podcast, the podcast of the website ancillarycharacters.com. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Seth Breedlove. I'm joined tonight by my pal, my lone pal from the state of Kentucky. I almost said North Carolina, but it's North Carolina.
This is the episode with just me and Seth, where Seth actually, what's the word? I ruined this joke. Confesses that I'm not actually his friend Alan. This is his only friend.
My only friend, Alan, couldn't be here tonight.
So instead, he's got me here, Paul Shirley.
And, of course, Paul and I... Hold on a second. This is a problem. I moved my mixer. It's not on my desk anymore. It's like on another desk next to my main desk,
Right.
which is fine when I'm recording Sasquatch, but when I'm doing ancillary characters and we're recording live and I actually need to use the mixer, it becomes a problem. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Who
We're
knows?
just introing the show.
It's a pop culture podcast. We talk about movies and comic books. It's supposed to be comic centric, but tonight I'm not talking about comics because I haven't read any in quite a while because time is not something that I have much of anymore. So we're talking about whatever takes our fancy.
I'll talk about comics.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. This is a show. Yeah. So Paul and I, of course, are the original team that
Right.
started this very show. And
Right.
Paul and I don't do a lot of these episodes where it's just him and I.
No, not very often.
Not very often anymore. And so when it does happen, it feels wrong but right.
Yeah, there's something so right about it.
Yeah. I feel it in my loins.
Oh boy,
So how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little uncomfortable thinking about your loins.
Just bask in it.
Otherwise, I think I'm solid. I just had I just went crazy and had a peanut butter fudge milkshake from Sonic just moments ago.
Oh my gosh, Sonic sounds so good. I haven't had Sonic in like a decade, it feels like, but it's probably just been about a year. There's no Sonic anywhere near where I am now.
Really?
Yeah, and when we lived in Canton, there was a Sonic right down the road, and I went there at least like once a month.
Didn't we eat Sonic every day? Just about that week that you came and stayed
I don't
with
know.
me in Bowling Green.
We ate a lot that week. It's
We
like
did.
when you came here. All I remember is
Oh,
going
God.
to like eating at a different ice cream establishment
Oh
every
yeah,
day.
yeah. I was talking to Brooke the other day. I said, you know what we need to do? We need to go to Ohio. And she was like, why? And I
Yeah.
said,
I'm with Brooke.
I said ice cream, and she was like, they have ice cream in Kentucky and everywhere else in the United States, basically. And I said, yeah, but we
It's
went to
not
this
the same.
place. It's not.
It's
What
not
was
the
it,
same.
Taggart's? Is that the place we went
Taggart's
to?
and Haggis and
Haggis, yeah,
Milk
but-
and Honey.
Man,
We went to all
Taggart's was
three.
Taggart's is the one that just I had that Sunday there. Oh man.
See, I moved north from Canton, and I live 35 minutes above Canton now, and there's nothing here. There is no ice cream worth mentioning. It's probably, I mean, there's a Dairy Queen here, and then there's like one of these little like Dairy Queen knockoff places. But there's no Taggart's or Heggies or Milk and Honey back in Canton. I fell wildly in love with actually eventually. But it's their sundaes are hit and miss, but their actual ice cream, their salted caramel ice cream is the greatest thing on earth.
I love salted caramel.
So do I. This will make you float.
What is a offshoot of Dairy Queen? What is that? What's the generic
It's like not
version
an
of Dairy
offshoot,
Queen?
but like a when you see these little like I think the one here is called Dairy Cream. I'm serious, and it's like it looks like a Dairy Queen, and they're trying to trick you into thinking they're a Dairy Queen. But then you pull up and you go to order, and your like Blizzard knockoff. I'm not kidding. Is $9.
What?
Yeah.
No.
For like the same size as a large at
Oh
Dairy
my
Queen.
goodness. $9?
Yeah, and they claim it's because it's like it's all natural, 100% cream. I don't know.
They like personally,
Yeah.
Milked the cow and then just transmutated it into ice cream right there.
I will tell
in-house.
you, I think we've talked about this on the show actually before, but there's a place here called Strickland's that makes frozen custard.
Ooh, I love frozen custard.
You'd love this place. So yeah, basically what I'm telling you is you need to come up here and we'll just drive around and eat ice cream for an entire day, every meal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm borderline diabetic, so we should really try to knock that just right off the cliff.
Yeah.
If we can.
Bucket, we'll make it your bucket list, and it will literally end your life.
Excellent. That sounds awful and amazing at the same time.
Do we have news?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Hello, friends. And that was a hard cut off there.
It's because I'm trying to adjust the mixer from like 10 feet away.
I never know how it's going to be. Welcome back, Ancillary Characters. This is our segment, which we have aptly named What's Up with Paul, where I tell you what's going on in the world of comics and pop culture. Last week, Alan and I got into some pretty hefty discussion about the new costumes that DC released for Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. DC continued that fashion week with a couple more costumes shown. Have you seen any of these, Seth?
Yeah, I did. I just saw him yesterday for the first time.
They showed a new costume for The Flash, designed by Brett Booth, which looks almost the same. It's kind of a sketchy drawing that they released. It wasn't like an official cover or anything like that. It was just like a mock-up done by Brett Booth, and it looks like there's a lot more black in the costume. I'm not sure what's up with that, but it really doesn't look that different. And then they showed Green Arrow design, which he's got kind of the longer hair going again. It makes me think more of the old pre-New 52 Green Arrow.
He's wearing like a hoodie or something.
Something, it almost looks like something between what he wears on Arrow and what used to be the style for the pre-New 52
I'm thinking Green
Arrow.
Lantern.
Oh, Green Lantern. No, his thing is his is just like
or something.
Yeah, it's like a weird. He almost looks like he did when he was the Spectre, like that hood, you know. And then he's got this gauntlet. Apparently, there's this whole thing going on where he's stolen some sort of super-powered Green Lantern gauntlet instead of a ring that makes him more powerful than any of the other lanterns. And he is a rogue lantern.
Ooh.
I'm actually kind of curious about who's writing it. Is it Venditti? It's Venditti, isn't it?
I am so gone from that title. I have no idea.
Me neither. I haven't read it since John's left. I mean, I read like one issue after John's left, so it's been over a year since I read anything from it. But Venditti is doing pretty good on The Flash, so I'm curious. I may check out the trade. I was actually looking at a couple of the trades on Amazon yesterday. You can get them pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one I may try to catch up on eventually because I am interested in those characters. You read they're saying they're going to kill off Kyle Rayner?
I am just so far outside of DC right now. I could not tell you anything. I feel like I'm more in touch with what's going on at Marvel, but even there, I don't have time.
I'm definitely more in touch with what's going on at Marvel. I'm more in touch there. I mean, at DC, I know what's going on in the books I'm reading faithfully. You know, Justice League, I know what's going on. Batman, I know what's going on. Flash, and Superman, which I think I'm an issue or two behind. I just kind of
Flash.
lost.
I'm reading Flash. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, Justice League. I read, and
Which is actually going to be getting pretty good soon in June with that. I'm hoping with that Dark Side War.
I think it's been good. I've still been enjoying it. I like this.
Yeah, it's been a good book, but I mean, it's just been kind of one of those cool little throwaway arcs, I think, for the most part. But I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with that whole Dark Side War thing. I feel like it's something that John's probably has been wanting to do since that first arc with Darkseid. And they said that there's only one Darkseid in the multiverse.
Ooh.
That the new gods and or whatever, that they exist outside of the multiverse, and like, I guess you'd kind of compare it to like the heavens, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm watching your hands.
Yeah, apparently that was outlined in that multiverse guide, the Multiversity book that Morrison put out, the guide or whatever.
Which I read.
I didn't read it.
I mean, it was basically just another issue of Multiversity. I mean, it was all comic. Yeah.
I haven't even looked through it.
Well, I guess there was a lot of like guidebook type stuff in it, but there was also a lot of, comics.
Have you been reading the Star Wars book?
I read the first 2 issues. I didn't read the new one.
I still haven't even read the first one.
Oh,
I have it sitting here, but I still haven't read it. Cassidy is off after issue 6.
Yeah, I'm amazed he made it to issue 6.
Why is it so hard for him to draw on time?
I don't even know that it's his fault. Like, I think it's the highest profile guys in comics anymore, like the biggest names, or at least the guys that were huge names when I first got in. This is what they do now. They come on to a book for like 4 issues or something, and then they leave. They launch the book, and then they leave. So it's like Jim Lee does that. Cassidy does that. Remember Tim Sale? I'm sure he would do that if he was still around.
Man,
all the
DC
guys
needs
that I
to
loved.
get him on something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get him in on something. I don't know. I feel like, a lot of fans, they get really excited about these big name artists that they just can't wait to see draw this book, and like, oh man, this is going to be great. And then they get in there, and 6 issues later, it's like, well, he's gone, Yeah. And I look at books like Batman, okay? Before the New 52, I don't know if I would have said that Greg Capullo was top 10 artists, but he has been putting out some really high quality stuff since the New 52 started. I mean, we're like almost 40 issues in, and he's had like what, 1 or 2 fill-in issues that were thrown in after a big arc finished, where I don't even know if Snyder wrote those issues. Snyder would just do like a throwaway.
I don't get it either. Like, it's hard to not attack, but it's hard to critique someone because everyone works differently.
Yeah.
But like Neil Adams was renowned for like his quickness. I mean, the same thing with Jack Kirby. And I think you could put Neil Adams and Jack Kirby against any guy today. So I don't get it. Like, those guys were drawing in hours what guys today take days and weeks to do. But I'm not an artist. I don't know anything about it. I'm annoying myself right now. So
yeah, I don't know either. I wish that if they were going to do that, I almost wish they would just say it up front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they would somehow let people know. But instead, it's like this. Star Wars is announced. Everybody's like, oh man, a year before it even comes out, John Cassidy's going to be on the book. It's going to be great. And then, by the time the 3rd issue comes out, they're like, Cassidy leaves the book with issue 6. And I'm thinking, why? Why not? Can he not keep up? Is that what it is? Or is it something like you said? Are they just bringing these guys in for a few issues and sending them on their way? I don't know.
Yeah, it's to launch the book. I mean, if you told everyone up front that, it would ruin the effect, I guess.
I guess that's probably true. It would probably be the same way that people look at like a miniseries.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you know that a couple of those books that DC announced are miniseries?
No.
Like the Batmite book, it's 6-issue mini.
Oh, thank God.
And I'm actually interested in that.
I don't. I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying anything against it personally because I don't know. I just don't understand the appeal of a Batmite book.
Well, a 6-issue, all ages Batmite story.
That's fine. Whatever.
I mean, it's all ages. That's what it
doesn't.
is.
It's fine. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not going to buy it, but
They're also doing that Bizarro book. That one's going to be all ages, and it's miniseries as well. It's only supposed to be like a 6-issue series.
it's good. I just hope they figure out how to market this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna have the effect that they're hoping it will.
It's hard to say. I mean, they tried to do the same thing when they launched the New 52 and do this varied, array of books.
Yeah.
And most of the ones that were unusual or genre oriented went away within the first 6 months.
Yeah, like that military book.
Yep.
Demon Knights was one of those, but I think it lasted.
It lasted a while. It lasted longer than a year because it switched over to Venditti for a little while. It was like 2 years.
It was a good book.
Slow run. Yeah. Is that
Oh.
our news?
Well, I was going to mention that Daredevil trailer.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's probably the last trailer. I don't know. They may show us something else, but I mean, it comes out in just a few weeks now, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
They showed quite a bit more. We got to hear the Kingpin talking, and we got to see Foggy talking, things like that. So there was a lot more to this. It kind of gave more of a feel for the show. It was pretty dark, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to mention that. It seems like these Netflix shows are, I don't know, I mean, from the trailers, they almost look R-rated. I mean, it's like there's blood everywhere and there's people getting pummeled. So I don't know if these are going to be, I mean, obviously the Jessica Jones show has already been said that it's going to be more adult-oriented. So I don't know, are these going to be like the Marvel Knights version of the Marvel Cinematic U?
I just hope that if they are, it's in a, more of a violence sort of thing. There's only showing blood and things like that, not in the sense that they become smutty or anything like that. I don't have any interest in seeing that in a Marvel TV show.
I don't really have an interest in seeing it either way, but Marvel characters like Punisher and Daredevil, it does make sense to go darker.
Yeah, it makes sense. And Alan, actually, I didn't see it, but he said at the beginning of the trailer it actually gave a TVM tag, which is, or is it MA? It's MA, isn't it?
It's
your audience is
weird to think of, though, because these are sharing a universe with what has been a pretty all-ages friendly movie franchise over in the Disney Marvel U. So I just would wonder what kids, what is that? Does that have an effect on kids at all? Do they even connect? Are they going to connect these characters with that? Because I've heard there might be crossover between Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I definitely say it'll cross over with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In terms of how they'll, connect it with the movies, I don't know. I don't know what they'll do there, if they'll do anything more than just mentioning it, I mean, they can't, I don't think they can draw too close of a connection between the two if they take these in a very dark direction. I mean, I think they're going to be dark in the way that Batman is dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we've never gotten a rated R Batman movie, but the Batman movies are pretty dark and there's a lot of violence and they're very grim. So if they're taking this in that direction, it makes sense to make Daredevil, street level, rough story about a guy who's trying to clean up Hell's Kitchen, kind of the way that Batman's trying to clean up Gotham, and to make it gritty and dark. That's fine, but if they go too far with it, I don't know how they could ever bring it really together with the stuff they're doing that's very lighthearted.
Sure.
So, I don't know, but I am definitely anxious to see what they have up their sleeve either way.
Yeah, and the trailer looked cool, I thought.
It did. I liked it. I like the guy they've chosen to play Matt Murdock, Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Foggy Nelson looks like a goofball.
I hate that guy. I'm not a fan of that actor.
What is he on? Like, I know that face.
I don't know. It's the face. Every time I see him, I
just got
automatically know him, and I'm like, God, that guy again.
He's just got one of those faces that you love to hate.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't, nothing against the guy personally. I'm sure he's a big fan of our show.
Sure, I'm sure he's listening right now, thinking,
apologies to old what's his face.
Yeah, whoever you are.
Yeah, I saw that guy was playing Foggy, and I was disappointed.
Because of his face.
Yeah.
His stupid face.
Stupid face. I saw his stupid face, and I was like, crap!
I don't know. I like the guy they've got playing Fisk, Kingpin. He looks pretty suited for the role.
Is it Chiklis? Is that his name? Is it the guy from...
No.
Who is
it?
You
talking about the guy who played the Thing in the Fantastic Four movies?
Yeah, isn't that the guy that's playing...
No, this is not the same guy.
Playing Kingpin.
I don't know who he is.
I swear it's Chiklis. Look it up. It's not.
I'll look it up. You take us into Take It or Leave It.
All right, I'm taking us into Take It or Leave It. Hi, and now it's time for Take It or Leave It.
Oh my God.
Part of the show where you give us a book and then I decide if we're going to read it or we're going to take it to the Pokemon store and capture them all. Or take it or leave it. All right. Alan stopped by the studio real quick just to do the intro. So that was pretty cool. Thanks, Alan. And did you find out this information yet?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio. It's the sugar water guy.
Sugar water from Men in Black?
Men in Black, yeah.
Wow. How do you know that?
Vincent D'Onofrio's been around forever.
I don't know this guy.
Oh, yeah. He directs, too, I think.
No, you're making that up.
He does a lot of stuff. A lot of different things. Okay. So take it or leave it tonight. I'm going to let you start us off, Paul.
Okay, we going to do like 2 books, you think? Or we're not even doing any books?
Yeah, I'm actually running low on time. So I think 1 book apiece, and I'm not even doing a book.
And by books, yeah, you mean that you're not even going to do a book. That's
exactly.
What you mean.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this little book called The Flash. Specifically, I think this is issue 39. Mm-hmm. Written by Robert Venditti, and who's the other guy that writes it with him?
I don't know. I don't read creator credits anymore.
Wow. Van Jensen. I always want to say Jan Vincent, but it's Van Jensen. I don't know who that guy is, but I've seen him with Venditti a few times, I think. Venditti and Jensen as writers, Brett Booth as the artist. This is continuing the story arc. I think this issue is actually titled like Power Loss or something like that. It's continuing the arc with the Flash where he is trapped in some weird Speed Force alternate world. You've read this. You're caught up, aren't you?
I'm like 1 issue out.
Okay, this may or may not be the most recent issue, so I'll try not to spoil it. But the future Flash from 5 years in the future made it back to the present time. He tried to kill Barry Allen. They sealed the rift in the Speed Force, and Barry Allen got thrown into this Flash world-like place inside the Speed Force where people are trapped. And the Flash from the future is in the current day and age where he is running around killing villains and just being on altogether not such a good guy. Mm-hmm. There's this villain, I can't think of what his name is. I think he's new. The guy that's like on the horse wearing the top hat. I don't know I can't think of what his name is. He's going to like blow up and kill thousands of people, and this is his first time losing it like that. And the Flash knows about it, so he's going to kill him before he has a chance to do so. So it's kind of playing with that age-old question of if you know a crime is going to happen before it takes place, is it right or wrong to take whatever means necessary to stop it or to even punish someone before they commit the crime for the crime that they're going to commit? Kind of like that first trade that Johns wrote of the Flash after Rebirth with Barry Allen. You know the one I'm talking about, the Dastardly Death of the Rogues.
Yeah.
Those cops from the future would come back and catch people before they commit a crime.
Right.
It's kind of like that, except he's crazy, and he is just like at one point he vibrated his hand into a man's chest and just turned his insides to goop. This is a pretty cool story. I mean, I like this. It seems like old school comics to me. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy just to be reading something that's just kind of like a fun superhero story, and it's got time travel with the Flash, and I love time travel in the Flash. The whole thing with Barry being stuck in this alternate Flash world is kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of silly to me. I hope that doesn't last too much longer. At the end of the issue, it did take a twist that made things a little more interesting. But as much as I'm enjoying Venditti's story on this, I just don't love Brett Booth's art.
Ooh.
I actually think that he's a little more suited for the Flash than a lot of other books, but even on this book, I don't know, I don't love the way he draws faces.
Yeah.
He does really, that's really the part that gets me. Like the action stuff, he's very good with action. I don't know, his art is sharp and it's good for action. He has a good way of presenting speed and things like that, but when people are just sitting around talking, I'm just thinking, man, these people look really weird.
Yeah, there's a goofiness to his art that I've always been bothered by. I can't. Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff too, and he's been at DC forever. I mean, he did a run on Justice League and stuff, and I'm the exact same way. If it wasn't for his art, I would probably be loving this even more than I am, because I'm liking it quite a bit, but I cannot stand his art.
And to be honest, the last storyline with the Flash from 5 years in the future, where he was slowly working his way back in time, like I was enjoying that so much that it didn't really bother me. But ever since the whole 5 years later thing, where that come to a conclusion, and it's been this slower story, I've just had more time to be like, your faces look weird, and his bodies are just abnormally long or something. Like I'm looking at a drawing of Iris West here, and she has a tiny head, and she looks like she's like 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah, and watch when he draws women in jeans. They're always wearing mom jeans. They're like way up above their belly. It drives me crazy.
Oh man, I'm about to flip through. I am flipping through right now, just looking for someone.
It's just something I've noticed.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I could not do a better job, obviously, and he is a talented artist. But I would just, you know what I want? I just want Scott Collins. I mean, just go get Scott Collins. Just have him draw the Flash forever.
Yeah, someone needs to get Scott Collins on something.
Straight up. I mean, he did that Justice League issue.
Yeah.
Just a few months back.
Johns gets him. It seems to me like Johns gets him work, and then he just like disappears. Unless, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's doing storyboards or something. But
who knows?
Awesome artist.
Give us some Scott Collins.
Yeah.
I'll take the issue, but I'm just kind of like bleh about this art. That's where I'm at. That's how I feel.
It is a good title. I'm enjoying it.
It is.
I want to talk about a web series that plays on YouTube that has been around for ages. Everyone probably already knows about it. It's called Film Riot. It's a guy named Ryan Connolly is the host. They do it's hard to explain. They do a lot of like skits and short film stuff and filmmaking tips and gear tips and DIY rigs and DIY lighting and all that stuff. It's really awesome if you're getting into filmmaking and trying to figure out how to be a better filmmaker, which is something I'm doing right now. So for me, it is how I've been spending my days at work, pretty much just watching Film Riot while I work. So
while he works.
Yeah, while I work. But Film Riot, like I said, has been around forever. So I think they're at like 400 and some episodes or more. Actually, it's probably a lot more, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But they have a channel on YouTube. I'm sure it's just Film Riot, youtube.com/Film Riot. And if you're into comics, they're kind of geeky. They talk a lot about, actually, I think they've even done some stuff that involved comics. I know they talk a lot about comics, so I'm sure they're into the medium in some way. But this is mostly just a film show. They like I said, they do a lot of like gear reviews and camera reviews and stuff, and that proved really important when I was trying to pick a camera to buy, because I knew I had X amount of dollars And I knew if I stepped in the wrong direction, I could end up spending a couple $1,000s on a camera that I probably could have gotten something better instead of. So, in as far as like choosing a camera and everything, they ended up being awesome because one of the things I decided to do when I bought my camera was buy a cheaper camera, but one that took lenses, so I could get a lot of lenses, and over time I'll be able to build, a nice little collection of lenses, and then I can take those on to whatever camera I get next. So that kind of thing is neat. And also, they've just kind of got me interested in film all over again. When I was younger, this was what I wanted to do. I wanted to make movies, and I actually met one of my best friends, Zach, who's still a friend today. We met because I was holding a New York Film Academy flyer that I had picked up at a Borders, and Zach walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you gonna go to film school?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it." I never did, but now I'm making a movie, and I'm gonna make another movie. So I feel like I need to improve my knowledge of the craft and actually learn how to make a movie. So
Right.
Film Riot, great fun, really funny too. They do a lot of, actually, it's hilarious. Just watch it. Even if you have no interest in making movies, you'll think it's hysterical. If you have an interest in like special effects and how to pull off your own special effects and stuff like that, it's awesome. They have a really varied array of topics that they talk about on the show. So, and I know this has been around, like I said, it's been around forever. I know most people are well aware of it. I just discovered it, and I am pouring through the back catalog, and it's awesome.
Sweet.
Is that it? Is that our show? I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Alan will be back next week, hopefully,
Hopefully.
barring any unforeseen accidents. But this is Ancillary Characters. We're on the web at ancillarycharacters.blogspot.com. We're on Twitter at Ancillary Tweets. I'm on Twitter at Seth Breeds Love. Paul's on Twitter at JollyGreen05. Paul and Alan do a show about video games, which is Turtle Jump. Is it turtlejumpshow.com or just turtlejump.com?
Turtlejump.com.
And they're on Twitter at TurtleJumpShow.
That's correct.
I'm directing a movie, as I said. It's called Minerva Monster. Facebook.com/Minerva Monster. You can actually go online and pre-order the movie now. So that is grassmangear.com. If you want to pre-order, you can also get the poster and a t-shirt. And that stuff's all available on there, and the movie comes out on May 16th. I think that's it. Peace.
Goodbye. Boom. Save.
All right. Live broadcast.